All right. This weekend, all I have time for is to check a trail camera that I put out. So I thought instead of just doing a video of me tracking a trail camera, I thought I'd do a video on how I do trail cameras. It may not be the right way to do trail cameras, but it's just the way I do them. I'm gonna throw a lot of information at you very quickly in no particular order. So if you're new to trail cameras, you might find this useful. If you've been doing trail cameras before, maybe not so much. But all right, let's do this. All right, first of all, before we even leave the house, hang on. That's better. Okay. So let's talk about trail camera preparation before we even leave the house. Now, this camera, I use these because they're relatively cheap. They're about $30 a pop. They're 30, 35, maybe 40. It varies. They last about 3 seasons-ish, give or take. Personally, I think the information you get out of them is more valuable than the camera themselves. Now, some of this that I do has a lot to do with thievery, because there are a few things in this world I hate more than a thief. And if you check your local classifieds, if there's a lot of hunting where you live, check your local classifieds, and I bet you dollars to donuts there's gonna be somebody out there who's selling a crap ton of an assortment of trail cameras. They'll be of all different shapes, sizes, varieties, brands, and all that, but he'll have a lot of them. There's always someone like that, and this is someone who goes up there and steals trail cameras. At least that's my thought. Anyway, with my cameras, I number them, and I put my initials on the bottom of them. This is a camera that I set out last year that burnt. I suppose this camera still works. I suppose this would be a good testimonial for this camera, but it still works. I think I still have batteries in this thing. Yeah. Anyway, you can see the video on that I did if you want up there somewhere. Okay, so these cameras here, these are ready to go. I'm not setting these out today. All I'm going to do is check the one camera I have out. I might put these out once I find a good spot for them. I don't want to get too heavily invested where I have that one camera out right now. So this is camera 5, camera 6, camera 7. Before you even leave the house, make sure you put an SD card in them. You put your batteries in them, and you set the time and the date. I did that for both of these. They are good to go. Now, as far as these cameras, I pair each one with a Python lock. Again, the whole thievery thing. And the way these are is I can lock the camera to the tree in such a way where you cannot get this thing open without destroying the camera. For someone who's determined, it's not going to stop them, but it'll keep an honest person honest. And with the tree straps, I like to wrap them with a rubber band. A lot of times, I will do that anti-scent removal, or I'll wash these things just to remove any scent, kind of like a trapper might. And other years I just don't. I keep them in a separate box. This is an older Python lock. On that subject of Python locks, because they loop through there and around a tree and all that, I like to, if you look at your keys, on all the keys that come with these locks, they're numbered. I will take a knife and I will etch the key number into the lock it goes to. That way, when you're out on the mountain and you're fumbling through all your keys, you're not sitting there trying to find the right one. You just look through it, read the number on the lock, pick the right key, and open it right up. So I'm going to leave these home for right now, but that's just preliminary stuff that you do before you even leave the house. Now, the stuff that we take with us, there's two routes here. You're either placing them or checking them. We'll go with placing them first. Now, with placing them, hang on. Now, with placing them, the first thing is I find you want to face them north or northerly, because when the sun passes overhead, usually you're looking for a north-facing slope or somewhere thereabouts. So if you face the camera north, let's just say that's north, then as the sun passes overhead, it's not shining directly into the camera, which could set it off. So point them north or some northerly direction. Another thing is when you place them, you want to trim away all the extra branches and crap around it, because if you place it there and you got a branch right here and it's moving around too much, it's going to set off the camera. And you're going to, trust me, when you get like when you check this camera and you have like 5,000 photos of nothing but flies and weeds blowing around, it's a lot of work to sort out the garbage from the actual pictures that you want. So north facing, trim your branches. Now when you place the camera on the tree, a lot of time, it depends on how you place it. A lot of times you're going to either put a stick or something behind it, so it's pointed at the right angle. So you can get, because you could place it there and like this, but what's going to happen if it's too high up or whatever, that whatever you're trying to take a picture of walks right underneath it and you never see it. So you kind of, when you place it, you have to test the angle. You have to test the angle on it. To do that, you can buy these on Amazon. Mine hooks right into my phone. You don't need to buy a fancy. You don't need to buy one of those fancy card readers. That's just a bunch of BS and way to waste your money. Take your SD card, plug it into here, plug this in your phone, and then there's an option when you can dig around, like you look for files, and mine's not plugged in, but it'll show up like right here, and you click on that, and then you could read you can read and delete the photos straight on the SD card from your phone. So when you place it, test it, which is a pain in the butt, but you're going through all the trouble, do test it. So you set the camera, you got a stick behind it, turn it on, walk around it, pull the card out, read it, look at the photos. If it's good, delete the photos, put everything back in there, lock it down, and you're done. Go away. Come back in a couple weeks or a month, whatever it is. So that's placement. Checking. As checking goes, obviously we need our keys. These are just leftover straps from tree straps and Python locks. We need this. I'm bringing this in case some branch or something has grown since I've left it. Always good to have this anyway. It's good to bring an extra pair of batteries. I like lithium because they can last all year. They're expensive, but it's worth it. And when we check it, all we're going to do is undo the Python lock. We're not going to mess with the tree strap. We're not going to mess with the branch that we have behind it. Just take the Python lock off as quickly as you can, quietly. Pull the card. Turn the camera off. Pull the card. Take the old card out. Put it in here. These are all empties. Just don't even bother checking it right there. Just shove in a new card, button the camera back up, and leave quietly. On that note, time of day matters. I like to check them like 11-ish, 12, not in the mornings. By the time I go around and checking them, the elk are off in their bed somewhere, and I don't. My odds of bumping them are a lot less. The other thing that I want to point out, when it comes to your python locks and your tree straps, tuck them in when you put on the tree, because these I call them elk chew toys. And you will find elk will chew and pull on these cables. It's like a dog toy. They can't resist. So if you leave a strap hanging out somewhere, they're gonna pull. They're gonna find it and pull on it like a dog would pull on a rope. So I'll show you that. I think that's it for classroom. Next portion is field. So we'll just cut to the field. All right, not exactly how I left it. It's still in position. This tree strap isn't how I left it. And the stick that I put behind it to angle it a little bit is not there. So I probably had an elk playing with it. So I need to find my stick or make a new one, put it back in, change the card. Alright, I replaced the tree strap. I'm probably going to have to test the camera again. It might be okay, but I'll probably have to test it. Alright. Keys. Alright. Cable out 646. Alright, let's see here. Where is this? That's 516. Not that one. 516. 646. There we go. Alright, that unlocked it. See how I tucked it in right here? That is to keep elk from pulling it. If they chew on the ends, makes it hard to pass it through the lock right here. Brought up my mic, but it stopped working, so we're gonna do this the hard way. All right. See this right here? That's an elk chew. I probably should replace this cable lock. There we go. Now the trick is to get it off without ruining the position of the camera. Alright. Let's see, I need this guy. Saw some elk track and some scat this morning that may have been an elk. Hopefully this is still working. It is really disappointing when you come back in here and you find it's not working. Out with the old And with the new. Hopefully it's working right. I put new batteries in this thing. It's not working. That's disappointing. Well, batteries are in. What the hell? You know, this camera was from last year. Well, now I gotta check the card. I might be pulling this camera entirely. This is why these cameras are only good for a couple seasons. Unless someone's figured out a way to mess with trail cameras and ruin them without having to vandalize them. Electromagnetic crap, I don't know. Alright, let's check the card. That's disappointing. Maybe I better stop buying cheap cameras. Thing is, I don't like spending too much money. They say elk hunting, big game hunting is a rich man's sport. To me, a couple $100 is a lot of money. Alright, let's see. How many photos do we have here? Ordinarily, I wouldn't do this. When did it stop? $10:32. What? Oh wait, that's when I dropped it. This camera stopped working on the 16th. What the hell? Alright, well, I'm pulling this camera. Son of a bitch. Good pictures, though. Alright. Looks like I have to place a new camera out here. That camera... I was afraid that was going to happen when I placed that camera out here because it was a little touchy to begin with. Yeah, it stopped working on the 16th. Today is the 27th. Bummer. All right. Shit balls. I think yeah. I think this camera's about 2 seasons old. I mean, it has spider nests on the back of it, so there's that. Yeah, it's done. Alright, we're just pulling it. I should have brought that extra camera with me. So, lesson learned. Bring extra batteries and an extra camera in case shit like this happens. These cameras are cheap. Alright, even though this camera was a fail, I think I said it'll last about 2 or 3 seasons, which is about what that camera was aged, but I may or may not replace this camera, I don't know. I do have elk on it, they were coming through. All I need is a cow. It's not like I'm looking for a trophy bull or anything like that. But, if I was serious about this area, like really serious, what I would do, aside from this camera here, I might, because they're feeding on that stuff over there, I would maybe put another one in that in that tree over there to get a closer view. But I'd also place the camera in all the approaches to this area, like further down this draw, way down at the bottom, and way up there. Any natural pinch points, funnels, game trails. The idea, if your camera's here, your main camera's here, and put other cameras around it, and that will tell you which direction they're approaching from, which direction they leave from, and how often they come through. Alright, despite the camera fail, I think we have something resembling a lesson here, for what it's worth. Not that I'm a pro, I'm just a half-assed noob. Anyway, you have a good one, and see you next time we get out. Same camera type, same location. How can one camera survive a wildfire and the other camera die a few days after I place it? Don't let your cameras go too long without checking them, because the longer you leave out there without checking it, the greater the loss the pictures and data that you could have gotten becomes.